Hi, I'm Benji Hardy. I've got your Arkansas Times News headlines for today, Friday, June 12th. Lots of murmuring today and last night about the decision of the State Board of Education yesterday to put the brakes on Governor Asa Hutchinson's decision to switch to the ACT Aspire standardized test. Arkansas previously has used a test called PARCC, but Governor Hutchinson said on Monday of this week that we'd be changing to the ACT test. However, authority to approve that contract change rests with the State Board of Education, and yesterday they said no to the governor's plans. It came as a big surprise, and it's angered a lot of Republican legislators who said that they intend to block the renewed contract with PARCC in the Legislative Council, which is the committee that coordinates the business of the legislature during the interim, whenever the legislature is out of session. So basically this has set up this odd debate between two tests, between PARCC and ACT. Those are both Common Core-based tests. PARCC is the test we use this year. ACT Aspire is the change. A lot of teachers are very unhappy with the way that the PARCC test was rolled out this year, and they're seeing this as the state board saying, we're going to renew PARCC, we want to keep PARCC. And effectively, that's what's going to happen more than likely, since PARCC is sort of the default option at this point. Members of the state boards, many of them say that they're not necessarily in favor of PARCC. They acknowledge there's a lot of problems with that test, but they say they don't like how quickly we've jumped into this business with ACT. It's hard to say which test is worse or better at this point, but the issue is getting very emotional. And with the legislature saying it's going to get involved, it's certainly not going to go away anytime soon. Another piece of news yesterday from the State Board of Education, Kim Davis, one of the members of that board, announced that he would be stepping down from the job after taking a position at the Walton Family Foundation. Now, the State Board of Education is an unpaid, appointed position. There's nothing that would, in the law, as far as I'm aware, that would prevent Davis from holding a job at the Walton Foundation and also on retaining his position on the State Board. But the Waltons are deeply involved in education policy in Arkansas, and if he had retained his position on the State Board, it certainly would have raised some eyebrows. Because the terms of two other members on the State Board are about to expire as well, that's Alice Mahoney and current Chairman Sam Ledbetter, that means that the governor will have 3 vacancies to fill on the 9-person board once Davis departs. Moving on, the Department of Justice, the U.S. Department of Justice, that is, announced that it is launching an investigation into allegations of sexual abuse and harassment by what the DOJ terms multiple members of the staff at a prison in Newport, Arkansas. The Arkansas Department of Corrections McPherson Women's Unit in Newport is the facility. The allegations include staff engaging in sexual acts with prisoners, exchanging commissary money for sexual favors, inappropriately watching prisoners while they shower or change clothes, and at times taking photos or videos of prisoners. We will see what happens in the coming weeks. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge has certified a ballot initiative put forward by the citizens group Regnant Populace that would curtail certain campaign spending. It would close a major loophole on election spending in the form of what's called electioneering communications. Those are sort of commercials that are bought by organizations independent of a campaign that are lobbying voters to support a candidate during election season. Rutledge rejected an earlier version of that proposed ballot measure last month, but she's approved this revised version. But Regnant Populace, of course, will still need to gather enough signatures to actually get the measure on the ballot before voters in 2016. Finally, I'll make quick mention of a non-discrimination ordinance which passed yesterday in the small town of Marvel, deep in the Arkansas Delta. It's a town of about 1,200 people, and it passed a very limited non-discrimination measure, but still a really encouraging step. The ordinance says that the city will not discriminate on the basis of race, creed, sex, or sexual orientation, and therefore joins the limited ranks of Arkansas cities with similar non-discrimination measures. Marvel Mayor Clark Hall said, quote, "I don't like a lot of laws, but I want everybody to have a fair opportunity to have a decent quality life." That's it for Friday. We'll be back next week.